The report is framed around 6 questions, including why South Africa is thinking about a basic income grant now, if we can afford the grant, and if it will induce more rapid economic growth. The report shows that poverty levels have worsened since 2014 and the country is drowning in poverty. Executive Director Anne Beinstein says poverty rates in South Africa are exceptionally high, estimating that it is possible the incomes of over 60% of people fall below the poverty line. She points out that government's finances are already unsustainable, and adding that a large and permanent new spending program will only make this worse. The new CDE report finds that a basic income grant will slow economic growth.
A big will itself slow growth. This seems counterintuitive, and it's something that a big's proponents generally refuse to consider. They try and argue in any which way they can that a big would accelerate growth. In our view, it's much, much more likely that a big will slow growth and possibly lead to economic crisis.
The report argues that faster economic growth is essential for stabilizing South Africa's public finances, and that it will also make greater spending on social grants more affordable. While it is not yet known what a basic income grant will cost, the current social relief of distress grant costs about 44 billion rands a year. And if estimates are correct, the basic income grant could cost between 200 and 300 billion rands a year.
So it's hard to imagine how you pay for the big without raising tax through the reform strategy. It seems to us that any extension of spending should be introduced after growth has been raised, and certainly not before. So the argument for a big goes like this. A big of, let's say, at its least 200 billion a year could have significant impact on household poverty. Let's say that's true. Seems true. But it could only have an impact on household poverty if its implementation did not undermine macroeconomic stability and if it did not dramatically slow the rate of economic growth and job creation.
The report concludes that the extent of South Africa's many challenges like poverty, growth, poor governance, political relations mean that there are no easy answers to the challenge. It says the only plausible answer to the challenges is sustained growth that is as rapid and as labor intensive as possible. Diabo Sito, SABC News, Johannesburg.